Hey guys, welcome back to Beamer PhD. I'm your host Tim, and today we're finalizing this high mileage E39. If you remember from my previous video, the car had a problem with the crankcase vent valve, which sucked oil into the intake system, and we went ahead and did an induction service to clean out the oil in the chamber and in the intake runner. We did a fuel injection service to clean out what's inside the chamber, while simultaneously performing a engine performance restoration oil system cleaning from BG on the lubricating system. So after that, the engine ran really good. We double checked and we found that the oil pan gasket had blown. Due to the high crankcase pressures, it blew out the rubber aspect of the oil pan gasket. So we went ahead and replaced that for the customer at no cost. Now, what I want to show you today, I want to talk about is the compression readings. When we did a compression test before we started the service, we had compression readings all over the place. From 120 PSI was the lowest one to 139 PSI was our highest point. So it was not even, and the spec on it is 200. So I'm not surprised that this 295,000 mile motor has about 130 to 140 PSI. What I'm really impressed about is the end result. After we did all the service, we went ahead and performed a compression test afterward. Instead of it being 20 PSI variance, it was less than 5 PSI variance. They were all at 135 PSI, thereabouts, from 130 to 139 PSI, which tells me our motor is healthy. It's doing really good, and it's ready for another 100,000 miles. This is where now we pride ourselves as Beamer PhD to do the QC. So if you take a minute and look at our customer experience timeline, this is step number 8 is how we ensure that we actually did what we said and said what we did. This is our quality control check. So now that we're done with the job, we're going to go ahead and do a final quality control check because there's still one more variable and we want to make sure that we eliminate that variable or disclose it to the customer. So come along, let's take a look. So after we did the oil pan repair, we made sure that we marked all of the bolts and cleaned everything really thorough, and then documented the fact that it's as clean as what you see right here, all aluminum. Now, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but we've got a drop of oil right here that seems to be coming from this area. And as we look up in this hole, which is going to be very difficult for you to see through the camera, but up in this hole is where the rear main seal resides. That's the seal that holds oil inside the engine on the engine aspect of it so that it doesn't go on the trans. This is what we were actually afraid of, and this is why we're doing the quality control check at the very end. So we went ahead and replaced the oil pan, dried it all. Now we got oil coming back above where the oil pan is. Though we sent the camera up in there, it's not very clear to see, but now we can deduce from process of elimination that the rear main seal is definitely leaking. After all, it does have 300,000 miles on it. It's the only seal in the motor that we have not replaced. The bad news in this is that the transmission will now need to come down in order for us to be able to access the rear main seal. So we want to disclose this information and let the customer know where we stand, give them the option and the cost to go ahead and make the most informative decision that's best for you. So we're about wrapping this project up. I hope you've learned something from these episodes. If you have any comments or any thoughts you'd like to see or things that you would like to see, don't forget to put a comment down below. And please subscribe and let us know how we can continue to help you with this information. Thanks for watching.